I would like to ask this question. The headquarter, Michelle, this is like for you also. There was a miscommunication in the Kabul center, the coordination center in Kabul, by some NATO guy to the Pakistani guy who was deputed over there, that they are striking, the NATO forces are going to strike in, वो कौन सी पोस्ट बताई जन साहब आपने?
जी, गोरा
Praya,
which is about 10 to 15 kilometers to the north.
गोरा प्राया. Yeah, I remember that incident जी, और मुझे बताया भी गया था हम लोगों को GHQ में, the briefing which we was given in to the media in GHQ, it was told over there also that in Gora Praya, the message was that in Gora Praya, the NATO forces are going to hit Gora Praya, which is 15 kilometers north of these posts where the attacks were made. And after some time, that guy, the NATO guy, the ISAF guy, came back after a while and said that, no, sorry, we have hit the wrong post, and I told you the wrong name of the area, and now it is being done in Volcano and Boulder posts. So how will this, it's very clear that there was a miscoordination between the guy, the Pakistani guy, sitting at the headquarters, sitting at the coordination center in Kabul. The Pakistani guy was told the wrong place.
Mubashir, if I may, I know that it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But I'm not able to comment on any of the facts of this case. I've heard the account that General Kazi gave as well. I can't confirm whether it's true or not. We have to wait until this investigation has been allowed to run its course. Both General Keane and General Allen and General Mattis have given assurances that this will be done with all due dispatch. We're trying to expedite the process, and no one wants to get to the bottom of this more than General Allen at ISAF HQ.
Okay. So,
and I have to appeal to you and to your listeners, to your viewers, to give us the time to do that.
Okay. So
I have a question, Rana. I have a question that if the DGMO had informed General Keane at the U.S. Embassy when the first firing took place, then what actions did General Keane take to ensure that the second attack which came in should not have taken place?
Mubashir, would you like to answer?
General Kazi, I'm afraid I don't have that information, and if I did, I couldn't comment on it. As you know, we don't comment on privileged communications between GHQ and Rawalpindi and the embassy, or between the government and the embassy.
Okay.
This is again something that we will have to wait for the investigation before we have the facts.
But don't you think, Michelle, that 3 weeks' time is like too long a time for investigation? And my query is that who is going to who are the people who are going to be involved in the investigation?
What I have to say is we've had a 60-year partnership. I think it's worth a 3-week wait.
Okay. So would you
personally also, along with colleagues here, we would love it if it were possible to speak about this and to reach results in a week. It's simply not. It's not possible to do that and do justice to the rights of the people involved. Because this kind of incident is grave enough that it carries not just professional liability for the officers and men involved, but also potential criminal liability. That's why we can't prejudice the investigation in any way by talking about it before the results are released.
Okay.
And I would just plead again with you and your listeners to give us the time to reach those conclusions.
Okay. What do you think about, Michelle, about the ongoing commitment? Pakistanis were committed, and they are to some extent still committed, but they're annoyed, annoyed with the kind of incident which took place on November 26th. But what about the commitment, the commitment which the Pakistanis have and the Americans have with the coordination, the way Pakistani forces have given their lives, and we are fighting, but in the end, there's no acknowledgement as such. Pakistanis feel it that way. There is no acknowledgement by the Americans, the NATO, or the ISAF, and we people are just being used. We just take it that way.
I understand completely the rage that you're expressing. that many Pakistanis share. It is deeply frustrating and saddening, the loss of young men who put on a uniform and took an oath to defend their country, when it appears that their loss is due to a tragic incident that is profoundly frustrating. That said, our relationship between the United States and Pakistan is one, I think, that is strong enough to endure this. It is a partnership that's based on shared interests, shared values, and many, many years of working together. It's deeply frustrating to all involved that this happened. The President himself has expressed regret over this incident and over the loss of life.
President Obama, Michelle, is saying that he regrets this incident, और हिलरी क्लिंटन भी कह चुकी हैं. Do you think, जनरल साहब, के 3 हफ्ते देने चाहिए इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए, and they are asking for like 3 weeks time, and they're saying that just wait for like 3 weeks time, and whosoever will be responsible for this, he will be held responsible.
Rana Sahab, we have no choice. We can't change their time frame. All that matters is that at the end of the day, the culprits must be punished, because the blood that has been spilled of my colleagues, it should not go in vain. It is not so cheap that anybody can get up and just simply slaughter them. That is what is hurting us. Yes, I have trained in United States, and I have had very good friendships with the Americans. But at the same time, lately, we have not been treated fairly. We have not been treated as colleagues. We have been treated as if we are a rented army. We have been the insinuations that have been thrown at the army and the ISI is that as if they are full of rogue people who are out to damage the American interests, or who are playing a double game, and so many charges have been put against us without really any proof or without really caring. So it's very easy to put charges, but the problem is you don't do that in an alliance. You don't go to press to vilify somebody. You don't demonize the partner if you want him to fight with you. Unfortunately, that has hurt. And all these hurts and all these slights and all these insults have gathered together to form a well of resentment, a complete, I would say that if you look at the Pakistani public, how much negative image they have had of Americans all the time, painting Pakistan as a rogue country, as if we are enemies and not allies and friends. That attitude has to change. It's basically the attitude. It is not so much, I mean, this event is of course very serious, but other minor things that have been happening in the past, we have always ignored them, and we have always tried to justify and also try to explain our side of the thing. But the thing is that the Americans have also to understand that they may be superpower, but other people also have sensibilities, and they should not trample upon them.
What do you have, if I may?
Yeah, sure, Michelle.
A Pakistani life is just as valuable to us as an American life. What I've heard from my colleagues in uniform here since arriving in Pakistan has been nothing but their respect for the professionalism and competence of their colleagues in the Pakistani military. I understand that there have been incidents that have been frustrating for the Pakistani military and also for the Pakistani people. What I would say is those are regrettable, and we simply have to take them and work through them. Friends don't agree on everything. What they share is common values, common goals, and common affection. I think our two peoples have that. But we don't agree on everything. However, at the end of the day, we come together at the same table to break bread together, and we're committed to this. So I can understand the frustration you feel. And I can also say that these events were regrettable, and my colleagues, both civilian and military, are committed to a strong and viable partnership between Pakistan and the United States.
So, do you think, Michelle, that in the days to come, there is a trust deficit, which is like very much obvious, and the journal is also indicating that. In the days to come, do you think that both the countries will be able to move forward with this trust deficit thingy, and we can move forward, both of us, or is it not possible?
I think it's absolutely possible, but I have to say this. Human beings go through a process of grief when there is loss. This is a profound loss for the families of the men involved, for the military as an institution, and for the Pakistani people. Grief takes time to process. It takes time to heal. We understand that, and we're very patient. But as Ambassador Munter has said in his video statement last night, in meetings that he's held with Finance Minister Sheikh, with Foreign Minister Carr, and others, we are confident that we can move forward with our relationship. We hope to rebuild trust. We extend the hand of friendship. And again, I would just ask the Pakistani people to give us time. Please show patience. And once this investigation has reached its conclusion, we can be forthcoming in discussing the events and move on.
Thank you very much for joining me today, Marshal. And जनरल साहब, आपका भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आप तशरीफ लाए जी. और हम आज डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि जो इंसिडेंट हुआ नवंबर 26 को, वो क्यों पेश आया. वॉल्केनो और बल्दर में जो हमारी शहादतें हुई, 24 अफराद शहीद हुए, हमारे फौजी जवान शहीद हुए, वो क्यों हुए. उसमें इंसिडेंट ऐसे क्या होते रहेंगे या नहीं होंगे. अमेरिकन वर्जन भी आपने सुन लिया जी. वॉल स्ट्रीट जर्नल की जो स्टोरी आज आई थी, जो उस पर आप, वो भी हमने आपके सामने डिस्कस कर ली. और ISPR से जो रिबटल आया था वॉल स्ट्रीट जर्नल की स्टोरी पे, वो भी आपके सामने रखा जी. अमेरिकन वर्जन क्या है, अमेरिकन क्या कहते हैं इस बारे में जी. जो इंसिडेंट पेश आया जी, जो स्ट्राइक्स हुई वॉल्केनो और बल्दर पोस्ट पे, उसके अमेरिकन वर्जन क्या है. US एम्बेसी का अमेरिकन वर्जन ये है जी कि वो रिग्रेट करते हैं और 3 हफ्ते हमें दे दें, हम 3 हफ्ते के बाद इन्वेस्टिगेशन करके आपके सामने रख देंगे. लेकिन 3 हफ्ते हम इसलिए मांग रहे हैं कि हमें 3 हफ्ते चाहिए हैं. थोड़ा सा पेशेंस पाकिस्तानी अवाम और हुकूमत और अफवाज अपने अंदर पैदा करें, और 3 हफ्तों के अंदर अंदर हम दे देंगे. ये अमेरिकन वर्जन है जी. जो गुफ्तगू थी जी, जो वहाँ पे वाक़या पेश आया, और बॉन कॉन्फ्रेंस में जाने से क्या विड्रॉल मुमकिन होगा या उसमें कोई इंटरप्शन होगी. 2014 में जो विड्रॉल, पार्शल विड्रॉल है जो अमेरिकन फोर्सेस का अफगानिस्तान से, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम खड़ी हो सकती हैं या नहीं हो सकती, वो भी आपके सामने रख लिया. लेकिन फ़िलहाल जो एक चीज़ सामने आई जी, अमेरिकन एम्बेसी पाकिस्तान में जो है जी, वहाँ से अमेरिकन एम्बेसडर मंटर और उनका स्टाफ और हिलरी क्लिंटन जी और ओबामा कह रहे हैं जी, इट इज़ रिग्रेटफुल. राना मुबशिर को इजाज़त दीजिए जी. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.